Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void and a mid-rank madness for your week. It's going to be Coffee versus myself on Blackburn, the latter edition. Bottom right, it is Coffee. He's a red Terran, and in the bottom left, it is myself, a blue Protoss player. These names might seem familiar if you watched the cheese compilation from yesterday for the month of November. Alright, man, so it's a PvT here on Blackburn. It's a mid-rank madness, which just means it is gold, platinum, or diamond level. It was sent to SniperMonkey at the email address in the description. SniperMonkey watched it, let me know it was a good one, and I'm going to cast it for you today. Thanks again, SniperMonkey. I really do appreciate all the work you do for screening. Saves me a lot of time, and is a very valuable resource to the Falcon Paladin channel. Alright, man, so myself scouting out. Just gonna see what's what here. Gonna see, okay, nothing crazy, no second gas necessarily. This is pretty early for a scout, but either way, myself, did he go Nexus first? Myself just went Nexus first against a Terran. That is a very economically aggressive play to do. Man, alright, man. So I like it. I like the play nevertheless. Let's see if Coffee can punish it. Well, Coffee would have to scout it first to punish it. Or maybe just accidentally go for a one-base play and punish it. Who knows? I mean, honestly, you show up here with, like, I don't know, 6 Marines and a Marauder, you can kind of just win. Yeah, double gateway. We don't know. Who's got time for a Cyber Core? Double gas coming in too. This is what's fun about Midrank Madness is there's not really builds here. It's just you do whatever you want to do, and it's fun. And sometimes you win, and sometimes you lose. So, if again, Midrank Madness players, send your replays to SniperMonkey. He really could use more replays, so feel free to send them to him. Additionally, if you're a lower league player, bronze or silver, you can send your replay to SniperMonkey. Subject your email, Brave Noob World. SCV scouting gets killed by the pro, but he sees the fast Nexus, and he's just getting an expansion too, but he's later. So Marine production's happening here from Coffee. He is also actually going into a factory. So he reactors his barracks. He's producing a lot of Marines. He's also got a factory coming in. And he's getting his second gas now. So this could be kind of a 2-on-1 play where you make 2 barracks, a factory, and a starport. And then just kind of move out with like Marines and Marauders, tanks, a Liberator, maybe a Banshee, like whatever you want to do there. It's super aggressive. But we'll see if Coffee's capable of that. Like, sometimes players just kind of have a build in mind, and they do it no matter what their opponent is doing. And even if you scout a very greedy Nexus first play from your opponent, you're just like, oh, well, I guess they got away with it, and you just continue on with your build because that's what you know and that's what you're comfortable with. Which, you know, I don't know. It kind of feels like what I do sometimes in StarCraft. Is sometimes I'll be like, huh, that's a really aggressive opening. Oh, well, guess I'll just continue my macro opening. It'll be fine. But additionally, like, when your pool finishes, sending out a handful of lings and trying to punish it is fun, too. Sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. And then you're in a lot more trouble because you just wasted lings trying to punish something and didn't. And now you're even more behind. So you kind of get Coffee's mentality here, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. A bunch of Marines. Reactoring Marines out is a pretty fast process. I love the skin, by the way. I don't know which one it is, but it's got the little looking good bubble helmets. I don't know what's quite different about it, but I like it quite a bit. So gonna factory add on the factory. The starport has a reactor on it, so double medevac would be cool, which you can afford, by the way. And instead, production tab says more SCVs. Fine. Says an engineering bay. Okay. And now producing medevacs. All right, a little bit later. A little bit later. Dab's trying to get through a super hard wall, which they cannot do. They don't want to fight these Marines. Yeah, get out of there. Get out of there, Adepts. So a double medevac Marine drop here at about 4.5 minutes could be very powerful. The army is 4 Adepts for Coffee. And I think 2 of them are elsewhere. Yeah, 2 of them are not home. Okay, I think it's time you go, man. This is the problem sometimes at the lower levels. This is a great idea, but the timing isn't necessarily super crisp. But here it comes. Here comes the double medevac drop. He's got, what, 15 Marines in there. Again, there are 4 Adepts. I guess there's 4 Zealots to help with this now, too, but they don't have charge. Storm's on the way, but nah. This is really problematic. Protoss having the ability to warp in reinforcements fairly quickly in emergencies like this is pretty much what keeps them alive. Here, so... unload? Sure, like there's nothing to stop me from unloading here. Does he have stim? Boy, if he had stim, this would be so much better, but alright. So, Zealot down. Kiting. Nice kiting. Alright. Coffee showing some skill here. Although, let's be real. If you're a Terran player and you don't know how to kite, you're probably not doing this right. Okay, so it's these Adepts warp in, like I said. Oh, forcing a full pull. Wow. So those probes got out of there. I like that Coffee's not just leaving his stuff to die. He's also not producing anything back home. Which is a problem. Alright, so what did we kill there? 17 probes died? What? I was focusing on the Zealots that died. One Zealot died. But holy crap. 17 probes died. So Coffee's up 36 to 30 workers now. Way to go, man. That was way more effective a drop than I expected. Getting a 3rd base, which is super cool. 3 Forging it is myself. Love that. Just love getting all the upgrades. Will the professionals ever get 3 forges in the first 5 minutes? No. They will not. But you know what? We're not the professionals. We are StarCraft enjoyers. We're average StarCraft enjoyers. Alright, unloading in here again. Boy, I'd really like for him to get Storm. Or Stim. Storm's good too. Actually, Storm is done now. Charge 2, but that's terrible positioning. Oh, he feedbacks instead of storming, which is not enough to kill the medevacs. It does injure them. Oh, okay. All right. Doesn't lose. Okay, one of the medevacs almost dies, but doesn't. He just gets out of there. That poor guy. Poor guy gets killed by High Templar with their basic attack, which is just embarrassing. That's not supposed to kill anything. Marauders coming in here. Coffee sitting on 1,800 minerals and 500 gas. And unloading. Trying... Oh, can you reach back here? Your Zealots can't. There's more feedback. More feedback, but the medevacs are not dying here. Boy, if they had stim. Wait, they do have stim. He's not using stim, so he might as well not have stim. Alright, so myself holds on. He's getting resonating glaives because Adepts are a big part of PvT, I suppose. Ghost Academy from Coffee on 2 bases. He's got a 3rd command center. It's an orbital. I think landing it would not be a terrible idea. Again, your army's enemy composition is Stalker, Adept, Zealot, High Templar. So tanks are going to be pretty good here. How many tanks are there, though, Falcon? 2. That's probably not enough. 3 soon. That's good. I'm going to land the 3rd base here, have the army set up, maybe siege a tank while we're at it. We've got +1 attack and concussive shell and combat shield and stim. Myself, despite having the 3 forges, none of those are done yet, but they're almost done. They're almost done. All right, here it comes. Myself decides to push. Okay, stimming, kiting. It's just so frustrating to deal with at this level because the damage output is insane. Okay, Storm catches a medevac that was already very injured, but dude, the siege tank fire on this High Templar group is just real. So Coffee, good positioning on the siege tanks. Okay, ow, yeah, that is great. Great positioning. I like the 3rd base here, too, from Coffee quite a bit. 47 to 37 total workers for him. It's really just resonating glaives on the way here from myself. But he does have the 111 upgrade at 9 minutes, which is great. It's fun to say. Back home, just more barracks, tech labs, reactors. He wants Marines. He wants Marauders. He wants medevacs. All these things. Very, very important. Myself's third Nexus coming up at the gold, which I definitely support. And look at that, making a fourth base for Coffee here up the right side too. So, I mean, these guys, they're macroing pretty well. APMs are over 100 each, which is pretty much enough to get them into mid-rank madness for sure. I mean, there are definitely players that can do better with lower APM. Like 50 APM in the hands of someone who knows what they're doing is actually enough to like totally crush everybody in mid-rank madness. So some of it's APM, some of it is knowing what to do and when to do it, and just being crisp with your macro timing and stuff, right? You know, there have been definitely some lower APM Protoss players in the history of StarCraft and Warcraft 3. So myself going for a fairly unorthodox composition. He's got, you know, Archons in here, Archon Zealot, High Templar, Stalkers. Splash damage is going to be Archons here and Storm. And myself decides it is time to move out. There's a medevac cruising up here. Army supply 86 to 66 in favor of Coffee. So generally, that means you're going to do pretty well for yourself. But there is Psionic Storm on the other side. If you're a Protoss player struggling to level up and get promoted, learn how to use Storm. Honestly, it is the single greatest spell for getting promoted from like Platinum to Diamond. It just is. Once you start incorporating Storm and just tossing down Storm on enemy groups of units, it doesn't even matter what it is, right? If your enemy has got Marines and Marauders, storm them. Is it Roaches and Hydras? Storm them. Is it Lurkers? Storm them. Is it even enemy Stalkers and Zealots and Archons and stuff? Storm them. Like this base from myself as well. He's really macroing good right now. Some good macro. 159 to 140 supply. There's still a lead here from Coffee. He's 55 to 58 workers. Myself's been probing a little bit more effectively today, which is fine. Upgrades are that 1-1 finished, and the 2-2's a little bit lagging behind. So you definitely, once your 1-1 upgrade's finished, no matter what race you are, get that 2-2 started quick. The difference between having like a 3-3 versus a 1-1 is a big deal in these games too. That's again why StarCraft is so difficult and so hard to pick up, and the skill ceiling is so high, because there are a million different variables that come into what makes a difference in each and every battle, right? You can outnumber somebody 2-1 in forces, but if it's the wrong composition, you're going to lose. You can outnumber them 2-1, and if it's the right composition, but your upgrades are bad, you can lose. What are we at here? Moving out. Army composition looks... This skin looks pretty good. I love this Archon skin. It is hot. The Zealots look great, too. I like everything about this particular skin. I wish I knew what it was called, but I don't know what it is. Alright, man. So, Coffee pushing up. Myself a bit out of position to deal with this, but not too far away. He's going to be able to flank in from this high ground. Charge kind of A-move in here. Get a stall, storming his own units a little bit, though. That's not ideal. Just dodging storms like an absolute boss. Wow. All right, standing in a great storm. Not dodging anymore, though. Oh, he stopped dodging. Oh, he stopped dodging. The tanks are still firing, though. Dude, catching that High Templar group would be insane. Feedback's up. All that's left here are the High Templar. Oh, they're trying to flee. They're trying to flee, but they're also... Oh my gosh, the High Templar deads. The High Templar deads are brutal. How many High Templars have died? 6. 6 have gone down here. It is 77 to 43 armor supply. Coffee has a big amount here. Zealot's trying to come in and deal with this, but I don't know. Oh, he's move commanding. No, the move command. Okay, now he's kind of stutter stepping a little bit. Zealots are trying to kill these siege tanks, but they're pretty good at killing siege tanks. Again with the move command. Oh, wow. That warping of Zealots from myself was genius. Wow. All right. That was really good. That Zealot counterattack was beautiful. Dude, this little fake drop with empty medevacs is buying some time. Huge warping. He's like, you know what's working for me today is Zealots with +2/+2. Now look, the Marines and Marauders have +2/+2 as well, so the upgrade advantage is not as big as I feared it would be. Engagement just everywhere, which means that Coffee is worried. Oh my gosh. So Zealots are just winning today. Charge lots, man. That's why you gotta make some Widow Mines to deal with them. That's it. Wow, this game went from Coffee being up big time to suddenly the warping of Zealots on the other side is a beautiful play from myself. He wipes out everything. Not everything. He wipes out some of the things. Let's see how long it takes even stim 2-2 Marines. Oh, the warping finishes. He's just overwhelming him with Zealots. I gotta say, this is my preferred way to play when I am playing Protoss in team games. Just go for a ton of charge lots and some Archons for the gas. You know, charge lot groups just running across, wreaking havoc on enemy expansions is really good. Yeah, okay, so it's crumbling now. The snowball's been rolling down the hill for a few minutes. And there's your GG. Myself comes out on top. And Coffee taps out. Protoss is your winner today in 16 minutes and 53 seconds. Yeah, I mean, there was a moment there where Coffee had a big army advantage. He was doing good on economy. He had a great number of bases. His upgrades were fine. And then myself just warped in a bunch of Zealots, and Coffee couldn't quite micro his way out of it. And then myself warped in, you know, like 27 Zealots in the main base, and that was also hard to deal with. And once you have your opponent on the back foot like that and just kind of keep pressing, then the end. That's it, you know? Hard to come back from that one. So resources lost 12,000 for myself and 18.7 thousand for Coffee. 43 SCVs down, 23 probes. That first drop by Coffee was good. Really was. But yeah, 106 Marines down, 6 High Templar, 56 Zealots died, but at the end of the game there were 28. So yeah, very Zealot-heavy play here today, which if your enemy isn't making Widow Mines, they can be very, very good. So yeah, pro tip here for Coffee would be to make a few Widow Mines, throw them in the front. When the Zealots start coming in, they'll take Widow Mine shots. Splash damage, hurt them a lot, and then they're much easier to deal with. All right, good game. Really, really good game. So that right there is going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void and a Midrank Madness. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. You take care of yourself.
The path of ascension is